News 8 is your local election headquarters. Elections are now underway in many towns across the state, and you have the opportunity to cast your vote early. News 8 political reporter Mike Cerulli explains all that. Hi, Mike.
Good evening to you, Ann and Dennis from Hamden. You know, these local elections that take place in odd-numbered years, they're often considered kind of undercard fights when compared to the midterm and presidential elections that take place in even-numbered years. But these local elections, they determine your local property taxes, your school budget, who oversees your police and fire departments, and in communities, 21 of them across the state, there are primaries underway to determine who will contest for those offices. With hints of summer still lingering in the early September air, voters in Hamden flocked to the polls. And no, they weren't mistaking September for November. Tuesday marked the beginning of early voting in municipal primary elections. These are the contests that will determine who will represent the two major parties in the November elections. In deep blue Hamden, a five-way primary for the Democratic mayoral nomination is underway. In 20 other communities, primaries are also being decided. Some on the Democratic side, others being battled amongst Republicans. The races range from mayor in the state's sixth largest city, Norwalk, to a Board of Education election in Voluntown, population 2,570 per the last census. In Hamden, voters raved about the ease of early voting.
I really like it. It's very convenient. It's pretty much hassle-free, so I enjoy the early voting, and I'm glad that the town of Hamden has it for us.
The governor is a fan, too, despite some questions about the costs and logistics of keeping polls open for 6 days in the lead up to elections that typically see the lowest turnout.
I like making it easier for people to vote. I want people to vote. I want them to have a stake in the election.
The governor also said he might be open to the idea of opening up Connecticut's system of primary elections in the future. For the most part, only registered party members can vote in Connecticut primaries. Some states allow unaffiliated voters to vote in primaries, and others allow people registered with any party to vote in one primary of their choosing. Lamont even entertained the idea of nonpartisan primaries, sometimes called jungle primaries, where all the candidates, regardless of party, duke it out to make it to November.
You know, other states, everybody votes, and then the top 2 or 3 vote getters are the ones that go into the general election. That's the type of thing that maybe we ought to have a blue ribbon commission can discuss that.
So do you have a primary in your town? Remember, you got to be a Republican or a Democrat to vote in these things. Not every town has one. Not every part of every town that does have one has one. So you can go to WTNH.com. We've got all the dates, all the information to let you know when, where, and how to vote either early on Election Day, and then, of course, the general election this November on the 4th. And we'll be following along all these races as they unfold. Live in Hamden tonight, I'm Mike Cerulli, News 8.